Welcome to the Maximize Business Value podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Mastery Partners, where our mission is to equip business owners to maximize business value so they can transition their business on their terms. Our mission was born from the lessons we've learned from over 100 business transactions, which fuels our desire to share our experiences and wisdom so you can succeed. Now here's your host, CEO Mastery Partners, Tom Bronson.
Hi, it's Tom Bronson, and welcome to Maximize Business Value, a podcast for business owners who are passionate about building long-term sustainable value in your business. I say it every week. Every business on the planet will eventually transition. Don't you want to transition your business on your terms rather than having something happen that forces you into perhaps a bad result? Well, if you're one of those business owners who wants to build massive value and eventually transition your business on your terms, you have found the right podcast. This episode is part of our series on my latest book, Maximize Business Value Playbook, 65 Specific Actions to Dramatically Increase the Value of Your Business. Today, we're on chapter 39, Lease Rather Than Own Your Real Estate. Now, this one might sound a little unusual, but hear me out. Business owners shouldn't own real estate unless it's crucial to the product or service. Now, for example, a ski resort or an amusement park should probably own rather than lease because the real estate is their business. But if the business can genuinely operate anywhere, it shouldn't own the real estate. And the reason for this is that many buyers are not interested in owning the business's real estate. They just want to purchase and operate the business. Now, I know of more than one example of a business that owned the real estate and could not find a buyer for the business specifically because they owned the real estate. Now, as an alternative, perhaps the business owner could buy the real estate and lease it back to the business. That's a great way to build wealth, by the way. In addition, if the business sells, the business owner could continue to benefit from a long-term lease with the buyer. At the very least, you'll have an asset that you could sell separately or just rent it out to another tenant. Either way, it's a great source of retirement income. Now, another interesting alternative I've recently heard about is also a creative solution to retain people. Now, I've got a friend who has multiple businesses and multiple offices. Each time he opens a new one, he identifies 2 or 3 key people and gives them an ownership stake in the building. Not only does that ownership provide the employee with another source of income, but it also drives loyalty. In my friend's experience, they never leave because they're part owners in the building. Now, that is a great strategy to offer key people a little bit of ownership stake in something that's not quite the business. Brilliant. My MBV actions this week: avoid owning real estate unless it's critical to the business. Number 2, if the business currently does own real estate, consider transferring it to a personal asset, and then it can be leased back to the business. And number 3, always consult your CPA for the tax implications of transferring that real estate from the business to your personal portfolio. Next week, we'll talk about outsourcing or renting assets outside of the core business. This is the Maximize Business Value podcast, where we give practical advice to business owners on how to build long-term sustainable value in your business. If this is the first time you've heard our podcast, where have you been? We've had 199 episodes and counting. Next week, it'll be 200 episodes just packed with valuable information, just waiting to be downloaded wherever you found this podcast. So go download it today. Also, if you happen to be listening to this episode when it first came out, be sure to go and register for the Business Transition Summit, which is on May 7th, 2024 at the Schwab headquarters facility in Westlake, Texas. Don't miss this great opportunity to network with like-minded business owners, world-class speakers, and work on your business rather than in it. Register today at businesstransitionssummit.com. So until next time, I'm Tom Bronson, reminding you to pick one thing, I don't care what it is, just one thing to dramatically improve the value of your business, and do it now while you maximize business value.
Thank you for tuning into the Maximize Business Value podcast with Tom Bronson. This podcast is brought to you by Mastery Partners, where our mission is to equip business owners to maximize business value so they can transition on their terms. Learn more on how to build long-term sustainable business value and get free value-building tools by visiting our website, www.masterypartners.com. That's master with a Y, masterypartners.com. Check it out.
That was perfect. I wouldn't make any changes on that.